It's really ultimately largely up to the people of the region, and it's a complex issue. You know, they're breaking ground. They're doing it. It's a provincial sort of jurisdiction. It's almost irrelevant. You know, essentially, I don't think that a federal MP would really have the power to open that up and have much leverage on it. Now, I'll just say where I stand on Site C. It's a complex thing. I realize that a lot of good land is going to be lost, and that's too bad. It wouldn't have been my first choice. But the fact is, they're doing it. It's going to happen. And I'm going to say that I'm not going to commit because it's not in my sphere of influence.
Site C is a provincial project, bottom line. It's the province of BC that made that decision to proceed with the project. Hydroelectric power is something that's going to be needed in the future. Our job as federal, as cabinet, was to basically have an environmental assessment on the project. That's what we did. We recommended it based on that assessment given to us by the NEB, and that's the way it goes. Essentially, it's province's decision whether to proceed or not proceed with Site C.
Food today or food tomorrow? I was speaking with a student from UNBC. She's a graduate student, and she's doing her thesis on food security. And she's saying her finding is that a country has to be able to grow their own food. A community has to grow their own food and to be secure. And you look at where a lot of our food comes from now. You know, we get a lot of food from California, and they're having troubles with their table water. So what's going to happen when they start not able to sell food? So again, so we have, agriculture is a really strong industry, and I'm driving throughout that whole riding, and I see it throughout our whole industry. In terms of food security, we have to be able to grow our own food, not just for today, but also in the future. And I've driven by Hudson Hope, and that's beautiful, beautiful, fertile land.
I'm all for Site C. If we can support the provincial government in getting it done, then we should get it done. Everyone's worried about global warming, CO2 saturation, all this sort of stuff. This is a low carbon source of energy, and we should be taking this into consideration. It'll help us in reducing and getting to our CO2 targets, and we should embrace it. But we can't do it on the backs of others. We should be looking at farmland. We will be losing some farmland, but the overall benefits outweigh the losses that we will incur. But we've got to be inclusive. This is not the role of the federal government, this is the role of the provincial government, and we should be supporting them in all of this.